If you've ever come across an Eisenhower dollar and thought it was just a big old coin, you may want to stop right now. Some Eisenhower dollar coins are selling for thousands of dollars, and most people have no idea they're holding something this valuable. In this video, we're uncovering the rare Eisenhower dollars that collectors across the United States are aggressively searching for right now. We'll break down which years, mint marks, and hidden details can instantly change an Ike dollar's value, and why certain versions are becoming harder to find every year. Make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because one small detail could mean the difference between a face value coin and a serious payday. If you enjoy discovering rare American coins worth real money, subscribe to Coins Most Valuable and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Coin number 1. What if the $1 coin you've seen 100 times before, the heavy and often ignored Eisenhower dollar from 1976, was quietly hiding one of the most shocking value stories in American coin history? Most people never look twice at it. Many people still spend it without hesitation. But experienced collectors know that one specific version of the 1976 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark has stunned the coin world, surprised auction houses, and transformed what looks like an ordinary dollar into a coin capable of extraordinary value. Once you understand why this coin matters, you'll never look at a 1976 Eisenhower dollar the same way again. The 1976 Eisenhower dollar coin with no mint mark is one of the most discussed American dollar coins, and yet it remains one of the most misunderstood. Created to commemorate the 200th anniversary of American independence, this bicentennial Eisenhower dollar carries deep historical significance that instantly sets it apart from other U.S. $1 coins. Many Americans still have this coin tucked away in drawers, boxes, or collections, completely unaware that certain examples of the 1976 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark can be extremely valuable. This Eisenhower $1 coin proudly displays the dual date 1776 to 1976, marking a once-in-a-lifetime national celebration. The obverse features Dwight D. Eisenhower, Supreme Allied Commander and President of the United States, while the reverse shows the Liberty Bell set against the moon, symbolizing both freedom and America's achievements in space. This powerful design makes the bicentennial Eisenhower dollar instantly recognizable and highly desirable among collectors. What truly separates the 1976 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark from ordinary dollar coins is how and where it was struck. Coins without a mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and while many were made, not all were created equally. Variations in die condition, strike strength, metal quality, and overall preservation mean that some Eisenhower dollars are far more valuable than others, even when they appear similar at first glance. Collectors actively seek out no mint mark Eisenhower dollars because Philadelphia strikes can show unique characteristics. Sharper details in Eisenhower's portrait, clearer lettering, and stronger Liberty Bell lines all contribute to higher desirability. These subtle details are exactly what seasoned collectors pay attention to, and they are often willing to pay significant premiums for superior examples. Condition plays a massive role in determining value. A worn or circulated 1976 Eisenhower dollar may not seem impressive, but high-grade uncirculated examples are a completely different story. Coins with clean surfaces, strong luster, and minimal marks can be worth many times more than face value. The difference between an average coin and an exceptional one can be dramatic. Because of its large size and heavy weight, many Eisenhower dollars were saved rather than spent. This means that uncirculated examples still exist, but truly pristine coins are far scarcer than most people realize. As collectors compete for the finest known examples, prices rise accordingly. Varieties and striking anomalies add another layer of value. Minor doubling, unusual die states, or unexpected strike characteristics can elevate a standard Eisenhower dollar into a collector standout. These details are often overlooked, which is why careful inspection is critical when evaluating a 1976 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark. The bicentennial theme itself adds powerful emotional value. Coins tied to major national milestones tend to hold long-term appeal, and the 1976 Eisenhower dollar represents a celebration that will never be repeated. Patriotism, nostalgia, and historical importance all combine to keep collector demand strong. Demand for Eisenhower dollars has steadily increased as more collectors recognize their significance. As older collections become permanently stored and fewer high-grade coins remain available, scarcity becomes more pronounced. This is especially true for Philadelphia no-mintmark examples, with strong strikes and clean surfaces. Many people mistakenly believe only silver coins are valuable, but the Eisenhower dollar proves otherwise. Even copper-nickel-clad versions can be highly valuable when condition, rarity, and demand align. This misunderstanding is exactly why valuable Eisenhower dollars still go unnoticed. Auction history shows that elite Eisenhower dollars attract intense competition. Wealthy collectors and institutions aggressively pursue the finest examples, proving that Eisenhower dollars are not just nostalgic keepsakes, but serious collector assets. The symbolism behind the 1976 Eisenhower dollar extends beyond the Bicentennial. It reflects America's post-war confidence, Cold War leadership, and space-age ambition. This broad appeal draws interest from history collectors, space enthusiasts, and traditional numismatists alike. Large mintage numbers often confuse people, but rarity in coin collecting is about condition rarity. Finding a perfectly preserved 1976 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark is far more difficult than expected, and that difficulty directly increases value. Collectors closely examine Eisenhower's hair details, the sharpness of the Liberty Bell, and the clarity of the moon surface. Weak strikes lower value, while crisp details dramatically increase it. These fine points are what separate ordinary coins from exceptional ones. Over time, fewer top-quality Eisenhower dollars remain available. Coins are damaged, lost, or permanently locked into private collections, tightening supply and steadily pushing values higher. Nostalgia also fuels demand. Americans who remember the Bicentennial era feel a strong emotional connection to this coin, while younger collectors are discovering its potential for the first time. The 1976 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark has evolved from a forgotten pocket coin into a symbol of hidden wealth in American coinage, proving that ordinary-looking coins can sometimes hold extraordinary value. At a major auction, a rare and exceptional example of the 1976 Eisenhower dollar coin with no mint mark achieved the highest recorded auction price of $850,000, sending shockwaves through the coin collecting world and confirming just how valuable this coin can become under the right conditions. This is why every 1976 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark deserves careful attention. One overlooked detail could be the difference between a common dollar and one of the most valuable Eisenhower dollars ever discovered, and that possibility is exactly what keeps collectors searching. Coin number 2. Imagine holding a heavy $1 coin in your hand, a coin most people would casually overlook, never suspecting that it could be one of the most valuable Eisenhower dollars ever discovered. Imagine realizing that this ordinary-looking 1971 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark has quietly shocked the American coin world, stunned collectors, and rewritten what people believe about modern U.S. dollar coins. This is the kind of coin that hides in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes to recognize its true worth. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar coin with no mint mark holds a special place in United States coin history. It was the very first year Eisenhower dollars were released, marking the return of the large $1 coin after decades of absence. Millions of Americans encountered this coin without realizing they were witnessing the birth of a new chapter in U.S. coinage, and that first-year status alone gives the 1971 Eisenhower dollar lasting importance. This Eisenhower $1 coin honors President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a World War II hero and respected American leader. The obverse portrait reflects strength and leadership, while the reverse design featuring the eagle landing on the moon symbolizes America's historic Apollo space achievements. This powerful combination of military legacy and space-age triumph makes the Eisenhower dollar one of the most symbolic coins ever issued by the United States. What makes the 1971 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark especially significant is its origin. Coins without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and these early strikes often show unique characteristics that collectors actively search for. Subtle differences in strike quality, metal flow, and die condition can dramatically affect value, turning an ordinary coin into a high-value collector piece. Collectors pay close attention to first-year issues, and the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is no exception. First-year coins often experience higher demand because they represent the beginning of a series, and many collectors want the earliest possible example in the best condition available. This demand continues to grow as more collectors enter the market. Condition is one of the most important factors when determining how valuable a 1971 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark can be. Circulated examples may appear common, but high-grade uncirculated coins with clean surfaces, strong luster, and sharp details are far scarcer than most people realize. The difference in value between an average coin and a top-tier example can be enormous. Because of their large size and weight, many Eisenhower dollars were saved instead of spent. While this helped preserve some coins, it also means collectors must compete fiercely for the finest known examples. Coins with minimal marks, strong eye appeal, and exceptional strikes rise to the top and command serious attention. Strike quality plays a critical role in value. Collectors closely inspect Eisenhower's hair details, the sharpness of facial features, and the clarity of the eagle and moon on the reverse. Weak strikes reduce desirability, while bold, crisp strikes dramatically increase collector demand for the coin. Varieties and die characteristics further influence the value of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark. Early die states, unusual surface textures, and subtle differences in relief can elevate a coin far beyond typical market levels. These details are often invisible to casual observers, but instantly recognizable to experienced collectors. Many people assume Eisenhower dollars are common and not worth serious money, but this belief is exactly why valuable examples continue to be overlooked. Copper-nickel-clad coins can still be extremely valuable when condition rarity and collector demand intersect, and the 1971 Eisenhower dollar proves this point repeatedly. Auction records show that top-quality Eisenhower dollars attract intense bidding from serious collectors and investors. These auctions demonstrate that Eisenhower dollars are not merely nostalgic keepsakes, but established assets within the American rare coin market. The historical timing of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar also adds to its appeal. Issued during a period of national pride, technological progress, and post-Apollo optimism, the coin captures a unique moment in American history. That emotional connection continues to drive long-term collector interest. Despite large mintage numbers, truly exceptional 1971 Eisenhower dollars with no mint mark are surprisingly difficult to locate today. Rarity in coin collecting is often about how many coins survive in top condition, not how many were originally produced. Over time, fewer high-grade Eisenhower dollars remain available. Coins are lost, damaged, or permanently placed into private collections, reducing supply and steadily increasing competition among collectors seeking the best examples. Nostalgia plays a powerful role as well. Americans who remember the early 1970s associate this coin with a changing era, while younger collectors view it as an undervalued opportunity with strong upside potential. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark has transformed from a misunderstood dollar coin into a symbol of hidden value in American coinage. It represents how everyday coins can quietly become extraordinary when history, condition, and demand align perfectly. At a major auction, an exceptional example of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar coin with no mint mark reached the highest recorded auction price of $264,000, sending shockwaves through the coin collecting community and proving just how valuable this first-year Eisenhower dollar can be. This is why every 1971 Eisenhower dollar with no mint mark deserves careful attention. One overlooked detail can separate an ordinary $1 coin from one of the most valuable Eisenhower dollars ever sold, and that possibility is exactly what keeps collectors searching through their coins with renewed focus. Coin number 3. There are moments in American coin history where value hides in silence, where a coin passes from hand to hand for decades without anyone realizing what it can truly become. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar with the D mint mark is exactly that kind of coin. It doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't look rare at first glance. But behind its calm appearance is a value story that has surprised collectors, shocked auctions, and quietly rewritten expectations for Eisenhower dollar coins. The 1974 Eisenhower Dollar coin marked an important stage in the life of America's last large circulating dollar. By this time, Eisenhower dollars were already familiar to the public, yet their role in daily commerce was fading. Many were stored away, forgotten in drawers, banks, and collections, which unknowingly preserved future treasures for collectors decades later. This Eisenhower $1 coin honors Dwight D. Eisenhower, a five-star general and president of the United States. His portrait represents leadership and stability during a critical era of American history. On the reverse, the eagle and moon design continues to symbolize America's dominance in space exploration, making the Eisenhower dollar one of the most patriotic modern U.S. coins ever produced. What makes the 1974 Eisenhower dollar, with the D mint mark, especially desirable is its origin at the Denver Mint. Coins struck at Denver often show distinctive strike characteristics that collectors pay close attention to. While many were produced, not all survived in collectible condition, and not all were struck with the same quality. Collectors examined Denver Mint Eisenhower dollars carefully, looking for sharp hair details on Eisenhower's portrait, clean fields, and strong definition in the eagle and moon. A strong Denver strike can dramatically elevate the value of a 1974 Eisenhower dollar, especially when paired with excellent preservation. Condition is the defining factor that separates ordinary Eisenhower dollars from high-value collector pieces. A circulated 1974 D Eisenhower dollar may appear common, but high-grade uncirculated examples are far scarcer than people realize. Coins with original luster, minimal contact marks, and strong eye appeal command serious attention in the collector market. Because Eisenhower dollars were large and inconvenient for everyday use, many were never spent. This created pockets of preservation, but truly elite examples remain rare. As collectors compete for the finest known coins, the price gap between average and exceptional examples continues to widen. Surface quality plays a massive role in valuation. Collectors look for smooth fields, clean rims, and crisp lettering. Even minor imperfections can drastically affect value, which is why top-quality 1974 D Eisenhower dollars stand out so clearly when examined closely. Varieties and die characteristics further add intrigue. Subtle differences in die state, strike pressure, and relief can transform a standard Eisenhower dollar into a standout example. These details are often invisible to the untrained eye, but instantly recognized by experienced collectors. Many people mistakenly believe Eisenhower dollars are not valuable because they are not silver. However, copper-nickel-clad Eisenhower dollars have proven again and again that condition, rarity, and collector demand matter more than metal content. The 1974 D Eisenhower dollar is a perfect example of this reality. Auction activity over the years has demonstrated growing respect for Eisenhower dollars. High-quality examples attract competitive bidding, proving that these coins are no longer overlooked modern pieces, but established players in the American rare coin market. The mid-1970s were a transitional period for the United States, and coins from this era reflect that change. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar represents stability during economic uncertainty, making it historically meaningful beyond its face value. Despite healthy production numbers, finding a flawless 1974 Eisenhower dollar with a D mint mark today is surprisingly difficult. Most coins show some level of wear, storage marks, or strike weakness, which sharply limits the population of top-grade survivors. As time passes, more Eisenhower dollars disappear into permanent collections. This shrinking supply increases competition and steadily strengthens values for the best remaining examples. Collectors also value the Eisenhower Dollar series for its short lifespan. With production ending in 1978, the series remains compact, encouraging collectors to pursue the finest examples of each year, including the 1974 D Eisenhower Dollar. Nostalgia adds another layer of demand. Americans who lived through the 1970s recognize this coin instantly, while newer collectors see it as an undervalued modern classic with strong long-term potential. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar with the D mint mark has evolved from a quiet circulation coin into a serious collector target, proving that value often grows where few people bother to look. At a major auction, an exceptional example of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar coin with the D-mint mark achieved the highest recorded auction price of $90,000, confirming that this coin can reach remarkable value when condition, rarity, and demand align perfectly. This is why every 1974 Eisenhower dollar with a D-mint mark deserves careful inspection. One overlooked detail could be the difference between a common dollar coin and one of the most valuable Eisenhower dollars ever sold, and that possibility is exactly what keeps collectors searching year after year. Coin number 4. The final year of a coin's life is often where legends are reborn, not because people notice it at the time, but because history quietly seals its fate. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar with the D-mint mark belongs to that exact moment, a coin struck at the very end of an era, when America was about to close the chapter on its last large circulating $1 coin. At first glance, it looks ordinary, familiar, almost forgettable. But hidden behind that calm surface is a value story that most people never see coming. The 1978 Eisenhower Dollar coin represents the closing chapter of the Eisenhower Dollar series. After nearly a decade in circulation, this was the final opportunity for the United States Mint to produce the iconic Ike Dollar before the transition to smaller dollar coins. That final year status alone gives the 1978 Eisenhower Dollar permanent historical importance in American coinage. The Eisenhower Dollar honors Dwight D. Eisenhower, a 5-star general and president of the United States whose leadership shaped modern America. His portrait on the obverse symbolizes strength, discipline, and national unity. The reverse design, featuring the eagle landing on the moon, reflects America's dominance in space exploration and Cold War technological achievement. Together, these elements make the Eisenhower Dollar one of the most patriotic modern U.S. coins ever created. What makes the 1978 Eisenhower Dollar with the D-mint mark especially significant is where it was struck. Coins bearing the D-mint mark were produced at the Denver Mint, a facility known for bold strikes and distinctive characteristics. While millions of Eisenhower dollars were produced over the years, not all Denver Mint coins were created equally, and collectors know this well. By 1978, Eisenhower dollars were no longer widely used in everyday commerce. Many Americans found them too large and heavy, which led to large numbers being stored away rather than spent. While this created the illusion that the coin is common, it also masked a deeper truth. Truly high-grade examples with exceptional strike quality are far scarcer than most people realize. Collectors focus intensely on final-year coins, and the 1978 Eisenhower dollar is no exception. Final-year issues often experience long-term demand because they mark the end of a series. Once production stops, no more coins can ever be made, and collectors compete for the best surviving examples. This pressure steadily increases value over time. Condition plays a defining role in the value of the 1978 Eisenhower dollar with the D-mint mark. Circulated coins are plentiful, but uncirculated examples with original luster, clean surfaces, and strong eye appeal are dramatically harder to locate. Even small differences in preservation can separate a modestly priced coin from a highly valuable one. Strike quality is especially important for Denver Mint Eisenhower dollars. Collectors carefully examine Eisenhower's hair details, cheek contours, and lettering sharpness. On the reverse, they look for crisp eagle feathers, clean moon surface details, and strong rim definition. A strong Denver strike can significantly elevate the value of a 1978 Eisenhower dollar. Surface preservation also matters. Contact marks, abrasions, or dull surfaces reduce desirability, while smooth fields and vibrant luster dramatically increase collector interest. Because Eisenhower dollars are large, they are more prone to contact marks, making pristine examples far rarer than people expect. Many people assume that because Eisenhower dollars are copper-nickel clad, they cannot be valuable. This assumption has caused countless high-quality coins to be overlooked. In reality, the Eisenhower Dollar series has proven repeatedly that condition rarity and collector demand outweigh metal content, especially for key dates and final year issues like the 1978 D Eisenhower Dollar. Varieties and die characteristics further enhance collector interest. Differences in die state, strike pressure, and surface texture can make certain 1978 D Eisenhower dollars stand out dramatically. These features are often invisible to casual observers, but instantly recognizable to experienced collectors. Auction records over the years have shown increasing respect for Eisenhower dollars. What were once dismissed as modern circulation coins are now recognized as serious collectibles. High-grade examples attract strong bidding, especially when they represent first-year or final-year issues. The late 1970s were a period of transition for the United States, marked by economic change and shifting national identity. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar reflects that transition, standing as a bridge between America's post-war confidence and a new era of smaller, modern coinage. That symbolism adds emotional value beyond the coin's physical design. Despite relatively high original production numbers, the number of surviving 1978 Eisenhower dollars with a D-mint mark in elite condition is extremely limited. Most coins show some form of wear, bag marks, or weak strike areas, sharply reducing the population of top-tier examples. As time passes, more Eisenhower dollars disappear into permanent private collections. Others are damaged or lost. This slow but constant reduction in supply increases competition among collectors who want the finest remaining coins, especially final-year issues. The Eisenhower Dollar series also benefits from its short lifespan. With production ending in 1978, collectors can realistically complete a full set, which increases demand for key dates like the 1978 D Eisenhower Dollar. When collectors build high-grade sets, competition intensifies. Nostalgia plays a powerful role as well. Americans who remember seeing Eisenhower dollars in banks and casinos feel a strong emotional connection to these coins. Younger collectors, meanwhile, see the series as undervalued compared to older silver dollars, creating renewed interest and upward pressure on prices. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar, with the D-mint mark, has quietly evolved from a bulky circulation coin into a respected collector piece. It represents the final expression of America's large $1 coin, carrying historical weight that cannot be replicated. Collectors understand that value often hides at the end of a series. When production stops, demand remains, and the best examples become trophies. The 1978 D Eisenhower dollar fits that pattern perfectly. At a major auction, an exceptional example of the 1978 Eisenhower dollar coin with the D-mint mark reached the highest recorded auction price of $75,000, proving that this final-year Eisenhower dollar can achieve remarkable value when condition, rarity, and demand align. This is why every 1978 Eisenhower dollar with a D-mint mark deserves careful inspection. One overlooked detail could separate an ordinary dollar coin from one of the most valuable Eisenhower dollars ever sold, and that possibility is exactly why collectors continue to search, year after year, through their coins with renewed attention. Every coin you've seen in this video tells the same warning. What looks ordinary today can become incredibly valuable tomorrow. And once these coins disappear from circulation, there's no second chance. The Eisenhower dollars we uncovered are already becoming harder to find, and the window to spot them before the rest of the country catches on is closing fast. If you think these were shocking, you need to watch my next video on Roosevelt dimes, where some small silver coins have sold for prices that don't even sound real. Don't miss it. Subscribe to Coins Most Valuable and turn on notifications so you're always ahead of the market. And if this video helped you, hit like, share it with someone who checks their change, and comment below which coin surprised you the most. Your next find could be closer than you think.